start. I'm Morgan Regan. That's Deuce Mason. And Deuce, it's not even about the final score. Like, don't even look at the final score. Truly, it is how they played this entire game that I sit here, I take a deep breath, and I just feel disappointed.
Yeah, because this game felt a lot like the last three of that 16-game losing skid, just not competitive. And you just think about this night in general, Morgan. It's not only losing tonight.
It's losing
You
another
lose
body.
Keegan Murray, and then what, obviously transpired in the game. And I just was so disappointed by how they came out defensively in this game. And look, I said this at halftime. I have perspective, okay?
Yes.
I'm not over here going, hey, they should have beat Houston tonight. We know Houston's a really good team, and we know where the Kings are at, okay?
Yes.
One team is trying to contend for a championship. The other has the worst record in the NBA. But some of the defensive mistakes tonight weren't just, oh, you're getting beat by a better player. It's just like coverage mistakes. It's
communication.
I mean, there was a
fundamental.
Yeah, on switches. And then, even Reed Shepherd, some of the looks he got in this game were just not looks he should be getting. And he's a really good three-point shooter. But playing off of him or in a pick-and-roll situation, not being at the level of the screen to contest it, or playing off Kevin Durant, these are mistakes that just can't happen. And you're not good enough to make those type of mistakes.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, you can't guard anybody. You can't guard the ball. The help's not where it needs to be. And then offensively, it's just not there at all either, because this Rockets team is really good defensively, and then you're playing pieces. Let's be honest about it. Three of the guys that were playing at time tonight, sharing the floor, Killian Hayes, Patrick Baldwin, who made his debut today, and Daquan Plowden were in the G League a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So, it was not pretty, and it was really disappointing.
And it hasn't been pretty in the month of February. You think about this entire month, and
what about October, November, December, January,
Whoa. You stop right there. And thank goodness it's a short month. I did not tell them to write that. And you look at the 10 games in February, though, Deuce. The Kings.
Got another one tomorrow.
1-9. Yes, there is another one tomorrow. And it's like we're saying, it hasn't been good on the offensive end. It hasn't been good on the defensive end. It feels like the Kings give up so many points, there's layers to this. Not just because some of the teams that they are playing are obviously good teams. They are obviously better teams than them. We understand that. But it's the basic fundamentals when you are seeing these guys in certain rotations. And I understand, communication, chemistry, they haven't even had time to build that. Obviously not. Completely get that. Yes. But at the same time, there are guys out there that are fighting for their lives to make it to the NBA. There are guys that are fighting for their lives in these opportunities to stay in the NBA, whether it's a Nick Clifford or Maxime Reynaud or who, just name that person. And I just feel like that desperate awareness of even where Reed Shepherd is along the perimeter just wasn't there for everyone after he's knocking down three after three after three after three after three after three. I think I did that 7 times because he was 7 of 16 from beyond the arc.
16 threes is pretty crazy too. And that's the other thing with this game too is, the Rockets, in terms of their three-point shooting, they don't take a lot. They're near the bottom of the NBA in three-point attempts and near the bottom, obviously, in makes. They make about 11 per game as a team. You're going, well, how did they make so many tonight? Well, these guys are NBA players, and when you're getting good looks, when the defense is playing off of you and not contesting it, you're going to feel comfortable enough to take and then make these shots. And in the case of Reed Shepherd, he's a really good three-point shooter. That's what he does. That's
exactly it. I wanted these guys to even feel uncomfortable. One of my favorite things that happened in this game was when DeMar DeRozan at the top bumped into Alperen Şengün, and he ended up getting a flagrant what?
I thought you were going to say this one in the second half, and because I was looking for a bit more fight in that second half, and it felt like the Kings just ran out of gas too. But the play I liked is Nick Clifford at one point was all over hugging Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant kind of chucked him upset, and they were doing some talking back and forth, and I went, that's what I got to see. I'd much rather you be barrel hugging Kevin Durant, getting called for a foul, than playing off the guy. So everything was just too easy for Houston tonight. And again, no one is sitting here tonight going, hey, Kings, they're one of the better defensive teams in the league. We know the shortcomings, and some of it was just, hey, they got beat off, off the dribble. The help is there. That's just bad defense.
DeMar DeRozan trying to close out on the corner.
But
slow.
what can you control?
Yes.
You can control the little things, and it's
Physicality.
awareness too. You have to understand the personnel that you're going up against, and not give such easy looks.
Did we just throw a lot at you? Let me throw one more thing at you. Keegan Murray went down in this game, that left ankle.
The same ankle he sprained to miss 20 games, Morgan.
Yep, in the first quarter, Deuce, and it was tough to see right here on this play, trying to make a big defensive play. Keegan lands weird on that left ankle, hobbles off the floor, did not return. You said it. He missed 20 games this season with that sprained left ankle. And it's something that we heard Mark Jones talking about the other day, even saying that Keegan Murray has never had an ankle sprain in his life. He was saying that even at practice tests the other day. So we heard this weeks ago. Never had an ankle sprain, never had an ankle problem in his life. Being a basketball player, that is wild to think about, especially when you just look at how many players are rolling their ankles left and right on the most simple plays. Keegan Murray, none of that. And now you're seeing it in this stretch right now. That ankle is already going to be a problem.
Year 4 has been a disaster for him, just injury after injury. And it's such a setback, too, because you want to see what he could do late in the year. And, I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be out. But,
I know.
Who knows? I mean, he's not going to be playing tomorrow against Dallas. But he needs playing time. He needs these reps.
Yeah.
He's still a young player, and his career path in Sacramento has just been different, right? His rookie year, you got to remember, he's playing on a team that was really good, and his role was completely different. Be a catch-and-shoot 3 guy, and he was knocking them down with the best of them. Year 2, okay, you saw the efficiency go down a little bit. The defense got better. And then year 3, I felt like there were times you felt like you got lost with the offense and all the changes, right? You had DeMar DeRozan to the mix. You changed coaches. And now this year, injuries have plagued him. It's a shame because it's even tonight, he was making plays defensively. The play he got hurt was making a good defensive play at the rim. So it's a huge bummer. And I think we're left right now going, okay, who is Keegan Murray as a player in the NBA? Because I think people still believe he's got upside as an offensive player, but you have to see it. And unfortunately, he's been banged up this year.
Yeah, and to see him go down tonight early on in this game is tough, especially because in the pregame show, it's exactly what you're saying. We were talking about what is he going to look like down this stretch of games? And now, you're right. We have no idea how many games he's going to be out. We don't even need to speculate any of that. But what's going to happen, though, at times, too, is when he's not being explosive or something else happens short with his shot. Like, you're just going to question, is it the ankle? Is it this? And I just wish we didn't have to question these things. Obviously, everyone gets banged up at this point of the season, but that's been this entire season for Keegan, so it's tough to see.
And when you re-aggravate it, the same one that forced him to miss 20 games, you do need to be careful with it, right? So, hopefully it's nothing crazy and he can come back sooner than maybe we think. But it's obviously a huge setback for him and the team. Just
to make things a little bit more depressing, let's get to our Mercedes of Stockton star player of the game, Deuce Mason. We're going to give it to Reed Shepherd. Yes, Reed Shepherd with his 7-3, 7 of 16 from beyond the arc, 9 of 21 from the field. Deuce, it really felt like a lot of these threes, coming on early, and you look at some of these highlights for him, Patrick Baldwin just trying to figure him out along the perimeter right there.
That's a tough switch.
It is. I don't know what to expect all the time. Getting that second chance opportunity, the lucky bounce, but those ones are the ones that killed.
Again, you're over-helping on Şengün on the perimeter, and Şengün's a gifted passer. He's just going to pick you apart, right? And then that was a situation where Neat Clifford and DeMar DeRozan miscommunicated on a switch, and then Reed Shepherd's left with a clear path to the basket. Şengün, again, his passing ability on display, finds Reed Shepherd. And so it's just tough. And, by the way, if you're Baldwin, be up on Shepherd in that situation. Hopefully there's going to be help behind you if you get blown by. But I do know this, Reed Shepherd, when he's on the perimeter, you know what he's going to be looking to do? Shooting a three. So be up on him.
And especially when he has the hot hand and gets things going like he did tonight. Making him feel uncomfortable and making him put the ball on the floor and try and create for someone else is exactly what you need to do. And I felt like the Kings, even with that adjustment and that game plan, the adjustment, because the game plan, I get it. If he starts hitting some, you go, okay, now we adjust, now we get out on him. But there is no adjustment. Again, I understand and factor in all the layers these guys haven't played together, they don't even know each other, all those different things, yes. But at the end of the day, they are now NBA players, NBA basketball players, and they have to be doing the little things. And when you see someone having the hot hand, you are bumping them, you are making them feel uncomfortable.
And that's the challenge, too, when you take on the Rockets team that's got Kevin Durant and Alperen Şengün. You do have a tendency to ball watch a little bit. When those guys have the ball, you're like, I got to be ready to be in help. But you can't get caught in that situation, right?
Yeah.
See man, see ball.
See man, see ball. Fundamentals. Fundamentals. All right. Doug Christie spoke after the game. Let's go to the podium.
He's been precious. That we love that they